Boys and girls. Today we are going to work more on our drawings. We have been working hard on making sure our drawing can tell a story. Today we will learn about 4 details that we need to be sure are in our stories. Who, what, when, and where. Let's take a closer look at a picture I have here to learn more about each detail we want to have in our stories and drawings. Our first detail on our checklist is who. Look at this picture and see if you can figure out who the story is about. It is about students or kids. Our second detail on our checklist is what. What is happening in the story? Take a look at the picture and see if you can figure out what is happening in the story. The students or kids are having recess or are playing on a jungle gym. Our third detail on our checklist is when. When is the story happening? Can you look at the picture and figure out when the story is happening? It is happening during the day. We aren't sure if it's first recess or second recess, but we know it is during the day. And our fourth detail on our checklist is where. Where is the setting of the story? Remember, the setting is where the story takes place. Can you figure out where the story is taking place? Yes, it is happening at the school. How do we know that? We can see the school in the back of our drawing right here. So that's how we know that the school is where our story is taking place. Now what I want to do is take my drawing from last week and check to see if I have enough details in it. I'm going to ask you if my picture answers the question who, what, when, and where. Let's take a look at Miss K's drawing and see if I have all 4 things on our checklist. Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to continue talking about drawing our best pictures. But today we're going to look at our pictures that we drew last week, and we are going to see if they match our drawing details checklist we learned about today. Now, last week, Miss K chose to write about pumpkins because I love fall, and one of my favorite things about fall is seeing pumpkins everywhere. Now, Miss K used our drawing details checklist to make sure that I had all 4 items in my picture to help make my story even better. So let's go through and see if Miss K has everything on our checklist. The first thing on our checklist is, does my drawing tell me who is in the story? Well, if we look right here, Miss K drew a picture of herself. So that tells me that Miss K is a character in my story. The second thing on our checklist is what? What is our story about? Well, we see Miss K and she is outside, and here is my pumpkin. So Miss K must be going to get a pumpkin in my story. Our third item on our checklist is when. When does my story take place? Well, if we look at my sun and my clouds, we see that Miss K is getting a pumpkin during the daytime. And our last item on our checklist is where. Where does my story take place? Well, if we look at my picture, it says pumpkin patch on my sign here, and I have a picture of my pumpkin. So this shows that Miss K is at the pumpkin patch in my story. You're going to get more practice with your drawing from last week, and you're going to go through our drawing details checklist and make sure that you answer our questions of who is in your story, what is your story about, when does your story take place, and where does your story take place. I can't wait to see your hard work. Thanks for working with Miss K today.